Today we are ranking every lime seltzer I could get my hands on. The reason I chose these ones is because they're all lime to some degree. There's no sodas, there's no juices, there's no sparkling juices. They all say something along the lines of seltzer water or sparkling water. My number one thing is that it had to be canned. These all can be pretty much downed in one sitting. When you have a bottle, they're always gigantic, they're always a bit too big, and you have to go to seal it away, and they're never as carbonated as they used to be. So that's why I went with all cans. Now, what are we gonna rank these on? I have 4 very important pieces of criteria that each one of these is gonna be ranked 1 through 10 on. One is gonna be carbonation, or how bubbly it is. Next is gonna be flavor. Third is gonna be liminess. And the fourth, arguably the most important one, is gonna be vibes. And to help us out with judging the liminess, I have real, actual lime juice. If we just need a quick refresher on what real lime tastes like. Let's get a quick baseline. Okay. Yep, it tastes exactly like how a lime should taste. And just to standardize everything, these are all room temperature, which is my preferred way of enjoying seltzer. These all have been sitting for quite a while, so there's no pre-shaken upness or anything like that. All of these were bought today. Our first one is going to be Hal's New York Seltzer Water. Probably my favorite that I've tried ever. I mean, one of these could be better, but Hal's is really good if you can find it. Let's get our first fizz here. Oh yeah. Whoa! I didn't shake it up or anything. Get a scent check as it's fizzling. Can you hear this? Smells like lime. Yeah, definitely smells like lime. All right. Well, that should be. Oh god. Oh my god. It's so carbonated. Oh no! I just realized this is gonna make me really burpy. It's really good. I mean, that's pretty carbonated as it just almost exploded. Oh man, we really don't have a baseline. Should I just give it a 9? Okay, the flavor is really good. I'm gonna have to give that a 9 as well. The liminess. Now, I can't be just taking a sip between every single drink because it's gonna blow out my taste buds. If it has a lot of lime flavor, that means it's gotta have like juice in it. It's gotta have sugar in it. If you were to close your eyes and drink this, it's lime. So I guess I'm gonna give it an 8. And vibes, oh man, have it be like a New York staple. I mean, I'm in New York right now, so this is kind of like, and the marketing and stuff, it's pretty cool, but it's also something that like your dad would have. Let's give it a 6, and we're gonna put a little bit into the super seltzer we'll have at the end. But now, unfortunately, it's not in a can. I can't sit down and finish this whole thing one sitting. So I'm pretty much just drinking half of it now, and then the other half is just gonna be flavored water later. So we're just gonna have to disqualify it. It's not a can. It didn't meet the criteria. It's not in the can. Disqualify. I mean, it has strong running at 2 9s, an 8, and a 6, but unfortunately, it's off the table. Let's really get into this. Our first big boy, our first can. Let's do LaCroix or LaCroix, wherever the heck you pronounce it. Now this is sort of like, this is a household staple for my family. This is LaCroix. Oh man, the first thing that hits me, it's pretty carbonated. It's not as punchy as Hal's. Hal's probably could pack more in there because it is a bottle. This is quite a bit lower, but the carbonation is still pretty up there. So I think it's gonna go, let's give it a 7. So the flavor tastes good. So we're gonna give that like an automatic 8. But then the liminess, it's not that limey. It's like something else. Like I feel like if I drank that without it being green and saying lime all over it, I would have a hard time trying to figure out if that was lime or not. So I'm actually gonna have to give that like, it's gonna have to be like a 4 on the liminess. And vibes, oh man, LaCroix are pretty basic. I do like that it's not just a simple, ugly design. They're going something, they have a theme, and it is trying to be more fancy than it has any right to be. Okay, this is a really bad burp. This is only the second one. This is gonna be rough. The vibes are different than Hal's, but they are the same vibiness. I'm gonna have to give it a 6 as well. The carbonation 7, flavor 8, liminess 4, and vibes 6. This is probably gonna be right in the middle if I had to take a guess. Let's take one of our tall boys, Spindrift. I don't think I've ever had a Spindrift product before. I mean, so far, it's just carbonated water, lime juice. 5 calories. Okay, this one's probably cost of 5 calories. They put actual lime juice in it. Let's find out if it's worth it. Oh no. What happened? Oh my God. What happened? I don't know how to describe this, but it tastes like a fart. It tastes like the bad part of a lime. The rind. Okay, carbonation is also really low. It's gonna be like a 4 on the carbonation scale. The flavor is gonna have to be like a 2. The liminess I mean, it has real lime flavor, just that bitterness. I'm not actually getting that like lime flavor. It tastes like it's mixed with like old coconut water. It does have that bitter like twist to it that really drags it over to being lime. I'll give it a 6. All right, and the vibes, oh man. The two-tone can with the lime in the middle, it's cool. It's pretty cool. I mean, it's a bit more modern for my liking, but I do think it's a cool can. And actually walking in to the grocery store, this was one of the first things that popped out to me. It's an 8 on the vibe scale. It's a 4 on carbonation, 2 on flavor, 6 on liminess, and 8 on vibes. You know what? We're gonna have to put it, we're definitely worse than LaCroix. Oh, and you know what? We're forgetting this whole time to add to the super jar. And we gotta do LaCroix. We're adding too much. And speaking of ones that pop out off the shelf, vintage, it's got quite the vibe to it. You know, this one sort of looks like a sleeper. This looks like it would be background fodder for like a movie set. Oh my god. That was like explosive. That was so loud. I don't know if that came over, but whoa. Okay. Very carbonated. Wow. Okay. Every sip, it just hits the mouth and goes. And you know what? It has that lime, like bitter twist to it too, in like a pleasant way. This is really good. For carbonation, this has to be a 10. The flavor, it's good. It's gotta be a 9. And liminess, I mean, it has the bitterness. It almost tastes like creamy because of the way it applies that smooth bitterness. Yeah, it's gonna be a 9. In vibes, this thing looks straight out of Fallout New Vegas. Like this really hit something inside me. I'm gonna have to give it like, ooh, I might have to give it a 10. It's really cool. This actually might be my go-to. We're gonna leave space. If I miss any of these, let me know in the comments. We're gonna add this one way over there. Okay, that's gonna be 38 out of 40. Let's bounce right back to one of these tall boys. Perrier, whatever the heck you pronounce it. Flavored carbonated mineral water. Now this might be the only one that actually says mineral water, so it's trying to be fancy, as per typical Perrier. Water captured at the source in France. Okay, how much did I pay for this? Crack it open. I have high hopes. Let's see how it goes. Ooh, that's not as punchy as vintage was. A very smooth carbonation, but it's a low carbonation. So I'm gonna have to give it like, let's give it a 4. The flavor is really good. So I'm gonna have to give it like an 8. The liminess though, it's too something else. It's too like flowery almost. But we're gonna go low on that. It's gonna be a 4. And the vibes, it doesn't speak to me in any significant way. It's gonna have to be a 5. It's gonna give it a 21. Puts it a little bit better than Spindrift. So far, I'm happy with the ranking. I'm happy where everything is. Pour a little into the bucket. Next up is Aha Sparkling Water. Now this one is actually lime plus watermelon. Oh, and it's also made by Coke. I'm expecting some cheating going on, but we'll see. Oh yeah, there's some dark magic going on. This might be the sweetest of them, and I don't know how they do it. I'm definitely getting more watermelon than lime. We'll go ahead and actually rate lime first. It's gonna be a 2 on liminess. The watermelon washes it out. Of course, if you're bringing a lime plus watermelon seltzer to the lime fight, you're gonna lose some points. The flavor is pretty good. I wouldn't go crazy for it. It is so far the most out there. So let's hit it with a 7 on that. Carbonation, it had that effect. It hits the mouth and just, we're gonna give that one, I think that's an 8. And vibes, the two-tone can with the limes at the bottom and the watermelons at the top to contrast each other, but it's nothing insane. Let's give it, I think that's a 7. Right next to LaCroix, which I think I can stand by that. I think that's fine. Up next is Polar. Ooh, that's a nice decompress. It's shot everywhere. That's a good carbonation. That's a good flavor. We have to go back in. That's really limey. That's like really limey. That's almost perfect. Oh wait, we forgot to. We'll skip ahead to the liminess. That's gonna be like a 9. Flavor, just cause it tastes pretty dang close to a lime doesn't mean it's amazing. But it's pretty dang good. So we'll give it an 8. It was extraordinarily carbonated. As carbonated as vintage. Even has a different pull tab on vintage. Yeah, it's on par with like a LaCroix. Vibes. Oh man, it really is. It's just another Just another seltzer. Maybe that's why I see it everywhere, but I don't buy it ever. I mean, it just exists. Yeah, we're gonna give it a 4. Add a little to the cauldron. Oh wait, I chose a jar because it's the one thing that'll capture carbonation. And I haven't putting the lid on like I was supposed to be doing. Okay. Do I feel good about Polar being there? I do. I feel fine with that. Polar's good. Topo Chico, lime with mint extract, flavored sparkling water. This bad boy has 5 whole calories in it. If you're gonna put calories in my sparkling water, it better be worth it. Whoa, explosive. Oh God. One of my favorite mixed cocktails is mojitos. Do you think lime with mint would be pretty dang good? But this is pretty awful. It takes all the things I don't like about limes and all the things I don't like about mint. It doesn't have like a coolness factor to it. It just has like a, I don't know. It has a mint flavor without the mint like burn to it. I don't know how they did that, but it feels weird. It tastes weird. But does the lime taste like lime? Okay, got that bitterness. Yeah, it's pretty dang close. Carbonation is gonna have to be on par with everything else so far. Let's give it the old 7. Flavor is gonna be, I don't want to drink this again. I gave Spindrift a 2. It has to be a 1. It has to be a 1. I love Topo Chico, but this is crazy. The liminess actually does shoot straight up. An 8, even with the minty extra flavor, it's still very limey. And the vibes, oh man. It's a cool can. It's not trying to be oversimplistic. I'm gonna have to give that like a 9. This is some high vibes. Now this is a lot of accessory components that are gonna drive the score up. The 7, 8, and 9, with that flavor being a 1. 25. 25 is gonna put it right next to area A, but I'm gonna put it on the left side of it. I like the flavor slightly more. I would be cooler for holding this can. So that it's gonna beat out Spindrift. Now if this gets too much carbonation, the lid's on, is it gonna explode and go everywhere? We have a classic Canada Dry lemon lime. I don't know if Canada Dry makes a regular lime, but this was pretty much all I could find was a lemon lime flavor. So, well, you know, it's gonna follow the same criteria as everything else. Feels bloated. Did we shake it up? Ooh. Ooh. Oh, I think I just realized something. Oh yeah, I might like lemon more than lime because that's pretty good. Lime is gone. Lime went out. Not here anymore. Carbonation though, it's on par. Throw it a 7. Flavor, it tastes pretty good. I still actually like some of these better tasting lime flavor over this lemon lime. It's gonna be a 5. The liminess is gonna be a 2. And the vibes, a slow gradient from the yellow to the white. Oh man, I don't really care for it. And it also looks like a diet drink, you know? Has that like diet design language. It's gonna be a 3. I don't get good vibes from it. And this will also be our lowest yet at a 17. And you know what? If you're bringing lemons to a lime battle, you deserve to be there. Next up, the mortal enemy to Canada Dry, do Schweppes. I mean, I don't know what I can possibly say more about lime seltzers at this point. Let's just open this thing up. Ooh, nice decompress. Oh wait, I just realized this is also a lemon lime one. So this is in battle with Canada Dry actually. Let's go back. You know, there's that argument that like, oh, all these things are made in the same factory. These are 2 completely different flavors, but they're both lemon lime. This one has more of like a sour bite. This one tries to go for that like citrus cream like thing. I like the sour bite more. Carbonation 7. I mean, it wasn't nothing fantastic. Oh wait, we forgot to fill the thing. Canada Dry. I cut it out, but that was one of the worst burps I ever had in my life. The flavor, I like it more. It Canada Dry, but only a little bit. We're gonna throw it up to a 6. The liminess, there's still that lemon in there that's really taken over. This one is just a little bit better in every regard, so we're gonna give it a 3. And vibes, sort of like that like Arches look. This one kind of stands out. Once again, it has that like diet drink design. It's also kind of muted compared to all these bright blow up in your face screens. Let's give it a 4. That's gonna give this a 20, on par with Spindrift, which I'm gonna say is completely fine, better than Canada Dry, so that's exactly where it should be. Waterloo lemon lime. Oh, hey, that went heavier on the lime. They put the lime further in the pitcher, closer to me, because they knew more of a lime flavor. This is actually pretty high up when it comes to the lime. The carbonation, no different from anything else. It's gonna be like a 7. The flavor, it's got everything. It takes like the creaminess and it takes like the sour bite. We're gonna give it like a 7. The liminess, it's there, it's front. The lemon is not really ruining it. Let's give it a 7. It's cool. It's good. And the design, I like this look. Old-fashioned, like Western font, lime and lemon in the middle, and then it's got the little design things around it. It's not crazy. I will give it a 7. That's me 4 7s across the board, which is gonna give it a 28, on par with Polar. Wait, let's pour it in the thing. So I don't think we did Schweppes either. And yeah, I would say it's a little bit better than LaCroix, but not as good as Polar or Vintage. That is our definitive seltzer lineup, but we do have 2 more. There are sort of bonuses. We got our alcohol category, White Claw versus High Noon. Oh wait, it says this one's Tequila Smash. I mean, it shouldn't really mess with the flavor too much. Okay, we'll see. Let's go in for this. Oh my goodness. That one freaking went crazy. I don't know if my taste buds are blown out, but it just has so much lime on them, but this actually like tastes good. Usually I don't mess with this, but I'm getting no like legitimate lime. Now, they could put as much lime as they want. They got like what, 100 calories to work with? And it still doesn't really taste like lime. Carbonation, it actually was not that carbonated. I'm gonna have to give that like a 5. Flavor, let's give that like a, it's like a 6. The liminess is gonna be like a 3. The vibes, the 2-tone High Noon can. But pretty much the sole reason that this drink is even put on the map is from vibes alone. It's simple, it's cool, it's trendy, and it's that way because it works. So it's gonna be like an 8. Into the bucket you go, and the 5, 6, 3, and 8 will bring it to 22, which would actually put it beating Perrier. I think I can live with that. I mean, they're in 2 completely different categories of beverage, but that's besides the point. This Tequila Smash White Claw. Oh, a nice fizzle. Oh wow, it's ripping. Oh my god. Now that's gotta have some form of like artificial sweetener or something. That's crazy. That tastes like a soda. Maybe that's what the smash means? I will say though, I kind of remember how White Claws taste. This is a little bit better. Carbonation, I mean, it's like a 6. I feel like it was less carbonated than our standard. The flavor kind of got that farty lime to it. It's gonna be like a 4. The liminess, now because of that fart flavor, it's a little bit more limey than the White Claw. Let's give it a 4. And the vibes. Now this, I feel like the regular White Claw can is like iconic. And then this has like the weird gradient. Oh, you know what this is? This is probably like a Mike's Hard Lemonade competitor. And you could tell just by looking at it. It's trying to be something different. I'm not a big fan. This is like you drink these and you punch holes in your drywall. It's gonna be like a 2. At 16, losing by 1 point, it is the worst drink, which I am completely comfortable with putting that there. It's time for our last one. Should we shake this up? Is that a good idea? Okay, we'll just do a gentle swirl. Any chance this has any carbonation left in it? I do see bubbles. Lime seltzer. Sort of actually tastes a lot like lime. It's gonna have to be like a 10. And the flavor, it tastes pretty good because it's got some of the sugar and the calories from these guys and sort of amps everything up. It's gonna have to be a 10. The carbonation, I mean, it's been sitting out for a bit, so we'll have to give it some extra bonus points. I mean, probably, you know, just stick this thing in a soda stream. Yeah, it's probably a 10. And then the vibes, that's right, it's a 10. So that is proof that the best seltzer is buying all the seltzers in your gas station or grocery store and mixing them all together. Oh my god. Okay, no, but for real, this is a surprise hit. This vintage is really good, and this is probably going to be my go-to. I was surprised. This seems like a back of the aisle, you know, just to fill shelf space soda, but it's really good. All right, and with that, I'm gonna go find some more jars, I guess, and try to keep them and try not to waste any of them. Please let me know which one of these is your favorite. Please let me know if I missed any of your favorite seltzers. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want. Also, let me know if you like these ranking videos. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.